Hey everybody, it's Cooper here and welcome back to another pickup video. Now, at the beginning here, I have some clips that I'm going to insert showing you guys some plushes, strategy guides, magazines, and stuff like that. I'll put those in right here. So these are the plushes that I picked up. I've been trying to be more selective with the ones that I keep. The rest of them I'm just putting in for the store. Here's a Tetris game, N64, little camera there. Some sealed items, and this cool Turok figure, which I got for $2.50 from a garage sale. These are the amiibo that I picked up. Not everything, but I'll get the rest later. And I got a big stack of Nintendo Power magazines. There's a couple others mixed in here, but it's mostly Nintendo Power and mostly older ones. So in addition to what you just saw in those clips, I also got a Futurama Planet Express ship. This is a QMX Mini Masters vehicle, and this is a Loot Crate item here. But I'm a big fan of Futurama. Love the show, so I thought this was kind of cool. And I have this up in the game room already. And then I got a couple accessories here, and these both came from Goodwill's. So I have the Breath of the Wild Game Traveler Protection Pack for the Switch, which has like a cleaning cloth and a screen protector and some little plastic cases and everything. This is still sealed, and I believe this was like $5 from a Goodwill. Also for $5, I picked up a blue Pro Controller silicone action pack for the Switch. That one still has the price tag on there. And after that, all I have to show you guys are going to be systems and games, pretty much. So on to some of the systems here. I picked up a new Nintendo 3DS, and this is the version that comes bundled with Super Mario 3D Land. Then I also picked up a dark blue Nintendo DSi. This here, though, is something that I missed out on originally, and I didn't want to pay eBay prices or scalper prices, so I never got one, and that was the NES Classic Edition. And then my girlfriend and I went to the Northwest Largest Garage Sale, which is a big, it's basically like a giant flea market that they do a couple times a year, and one of the vendors there, who wasn't a video game vendor, had one of these, and he said he bought it for his kids, and they actually never even opened the box. So I bought this for $85, which is a little bit more than, you know, what they went for brand new, but they're still like $200 or $300 online, so I was very happy to get one of those. Now I have the NES and the Super Nintendo Classic. Next up, this was an awesome pickup, and this is a boxed Sega Dreamcast. And I didn't have a Dreamcast yet, so, and I only collect complete in box, so I've been waiting to find one, and I finally did. And I actually found this at a Goodwill for $25, and it's fully complete. It has the molded cardboard insert. It's got all the cables and the controller and all the paperwork and all that. So I was very glad to find that. That was an awesome find at a Goodwill. And then the last system here is the Super Mario Odyssey Switch bundle, and I already have the regular Switch. I don't have the neon one. I have the gray controller one, but my girlfriend and I each wanted to play Mario Odyssey, and so we bought a second Switch, the other bundle here, which we didn't have, so that she could play on the handheld version as I was playing on the TV, because we both wanted to play the game, and when she watches me play through the game and then she gets to play, she's not as excited about playing the game since she's already seen a lot of it, so doing that has been great. We also recently got Skyrim, which I think I'll be showing you guys in the next pickup video, but so she's been playing Skyrim, and I'm still working on 100%ing Mario Odyssey, but I love that game. I love the Switch. Awesome, awesome purchase. So next up, getting into some games, I have this is more of an accessory, but it is a VIC-20 modem in the original box here. And I found this at the Goodwill outlet, so I paid 69 cents per pound on this, and I don't think this weighs quite a pound, so this is probably like 50 to 60 cents, which is awesome. And it's got all the stuff in there, so very cool. They don't go for too much, so it wasn't like a crazy score or anything, but I thought it was still cool to find. I'm not really trying to collect, you know, vintage computer stuff, but I consider it to be gaming related, so I decided to grab it. Next up are PSP games, so nothing too special here for most of them. These are coming from the Goodwill outlet, so by weight, probably 5 or 10 cents each. And then this last one here is Invisimals, and this is a big box bundle that comes with a camera. The game inside is still factory sealed, but this outer box is not. And I got this from a local store that was doing 40% off. So they had it marked at $8, but it was 40% off of that. So got this for pretty cheap. Very happy with that. Then I have one GameCube game. That's Meet the Robinsons. Nothing special, but it was about 25 cents or so from the outlet. And then 2 Wii games, and these both came from the outlet as well. Both just games I didn't have yet. The Hasbro, the Family Game Night Fun Pack is not a super cheap game, but I was still glad to get those for, like I said, about 25 cents each. Then I have some original Xbox games, and the first 2 are filler titles, came from the outlet, Tiger Woods and Outlaw Golf. And then I picked up Outrun 2, and I believe this was from the same store for the 40% off, and I don't know what that came out to be, but I wouldn't have bought it unless it was a pretty good deal, so there's that one. And then I bought this one from a friend of mine, and my friend found this at the Vancouver outlet, so he paid practically nothing, and I gave him $20 for it, and that is a complete copy of Conquer Live and Reloaded. I've been looking for this game for a while, and I always try to find good deals, so I don't want to pay eBay prices, so he gave me a pretty good deal on it, and I'm very happy with that one. Then on to PS1 and PS2. For PS1, I got a Jet Moto 2 from the outlet, and then I got the King of Fighters 99 from the same store for the 40% off. Then I have a couple PS2 filler titles here from the outlet, and then both these also came, I believe, from the 40% off sale. I picked up Fatal Fury Battle Archives Volume 1 and Samurai Champloo Sidetracked. So, pretty cool games to add to the collection. Next I have 3 Sega Dreamcast games, and these are all pretty good, and these came through a Craigslist deal. This is a while ago, so I don't remember exactly what I paid for them, but it was very cheap because I didn't need to keep the system and stuff, so I was able to sell parts of the bundle. So we have Sword of the Berserk, Guts Rage, Marvel vs. Capcom, Clash of Superheroes. This is the, I guess, the Black Label version. The original release with the white spine. I had one with an orange spine, which is like the player's choice or greatest hits version. So that's an upgrade. And then Fatal Fury Mark of the Wolves, which is not a cheap game, and I was very glad to get those. Next up, I have one Game Boy Advance game. I got this also with the 40% off, and that is Rayman Raving Rabbids. And I think they only had it marked at $8, so it ended up being pretty cheap. And then 2 filler title DS games that came from the outlet, Backyard Football, and a sealed copy of Jam Sessions. And then 2 better DS games, which was also part of the 40% off sale. I got Hoshigami Ruining Blue Earth Remix and Nostalgia, which both look very, very cool. Glad to find those for good prices. And then 2 3DS games here. These are both factory sealed limited edition bundles that came from NIS America's website, and that is Coldcept Revolt. Comes in a big box here. And then RPG Maker Fez, or Fest, or FES, I don't know what it is, but got those, like I said, both from NIS America's website. Then moving on to Nintendo Switch games, I have a pretty decent stack here. First one is Cars 3, which I found at a Goodwill for $7.99, so $8, and I got this a little while ago, so the game had only been out for maybe a week when I found this, so I thought that was a great deal. And then I picked up Ultra Street Fighter 2. This was part of the 40% off sale as well, so I think this one was about $18 or so. Then, of course, I picked up Mario Odyssey. I got the coin with this one and the poster. I'm not going to bother showing them because I'm sure everyone's seen them by now, but got those. Then I got Tiny Barbarian DX, and I don't remember if I got this, probably from Best Buy because I have the Gamers Club. And then also It'll Do 2. These are both still sealed. And then I also picked up the Retro City Rampage DX Collector's Edition, which came with the 2 little extra cover arts here, which are both reversible. Thought that was kind of cool. I missed out on the standard edition, but it looks like they're doing a second run, so I'm going to try and get that standard version as well. And then 2 special edition Switch games here. I picked up, and I'm probably going to butcher the name, but I think it's a Touhou Kabuto 5 Burst Battle. And this is the limited edition bundle, also from NIS America's website. And then Fire Emblem Warriors Special Edition. And I bought this, pre-ordered this from Best Buy. So, pretty cool. Moving on to 32X and Genesis stuff. First one here, I actually bought this off of eBay, which I try to avoid buying stuff off of eBay. But there was a bunch of auctions that were going, and I just made what I thought were cheap bids, and I actually won this one, and I should have paid more attention because it actually doesn't have a manual, which I didn't realize. It was clearly in the pictures having no manual. I just didn't bother to check because I was bidding on so many things in rapid succession, but that is Star Trek Starfleet Academy Starship Bridge Simulator, and I got this for $20 with free shipping, so I still got a pretty good price on it because it looks like a cartridge can go for $20 to $25. So to get the box with that, I guess, isn't a bad price, but I do need a manual if anybody has one. Then the rest are Genesis games, and I have 5 of them here. No real filler titles, I guess. Some cheaper ones, but some good stuff in here as well. And I picked these up in a bundle off of a Facebook group, and I believe there were a couple other games that I already had, so some of them were to sell, but these are the ones that I decided to keep, and I got a really, really good price on them. I don't remember exactly what it was, but it worked out to being like a third to half of the value. So like if a game's worth $20, I either paid like 5 or 10 for it, essentially. So we have Out of This World, and these are all complete. Space Harrier 2, Buck Rogers. This one looks like it might be pretty faded on the front. The logo's on the front and the back, and on the back it looks much more vibrant, so I think it is pretty faded, but that is Insector X, which is a very cool name, I think. If anyone has an extra case for this with a non-faded cover art, I'd be interested. And then the best one of the bunch is Thunder Force 3. So, not a cheap Genesis game. It's got a bunch of stickers on the cartridge and the manual. It was an X rental, as most of them were. But very glad to get that one. I don't pick up Genesis games too often, so when I can find good stuff like that, it's pretty exciting. So, all that I have left is Super Nintendo, N64, and TurboGrafx-16. And I had a crazy TurboGrafx score, so I'll show you guys those at the end. Next up are a bunch of Nintendo 64 accessories that I picked up in a trade over Instagram. So some of these are missing cardboard inserts or missing some paperwork or stuff like that. So some of them are not fully complete, some of them are. But we have a regular memory card, and then a Rumble Pack, which doesn't have the cardboard insert. And then the RF switch, and also a N64 cleaning kit. So I didn't have any of those accessories yet, so that was cool to get those. The boxes, except for the cleaning kit, are all in pretty good condition. And then I got one N64 game, also in the same trade. This box is a little beat up, so I probably would be looking to upgrade this one at some point, but that is a complete copy of Mortal Kombat 4. And if I can catch it in the light, you can see the crease right here. The bottom is creased all the way across. So it's not a great condition box, but didn't have the game, so I'm happy to get that. Then onto the Super Nintendo games, and I believe all of these are coming from the same guy that I got the N64 stuff from in that trade. So we have Stunt Race FX, Scooby-Doo Mystery, Bugs Bunny Rabbit Rampage. And then this is just a box and manual, but this is Lost Vikings 2, which once I find a cartridge, that'll be an awesome addition to the collection. And I actually got just the box from him, and then I went on eBay and I found a manual, I think for like $8, so worked out to be a pretty good deal. Just need a cartridge now. And then a complete copy of RoboCop vs. Terminator, which is in this awesome box with the hard plastic cover. The manual, like always, was folded in half, but I've got it on the back here so that it doesn't get more folded by being inside the box because the manual doesn't fit. So, very cool. And then moving on to the TurboGrafx stuff. So, there's a bit of a story with this one. So, there is a guy who lives fairly close to where I live, and he lives in an apartment complex that's right on the corner of two roads that I'm always driving on near my house. So I see him outside all the time, and one day he was having a garage sale, and I stopped in and bought like a PS2 network adapter and like a PS2 controller and some random video game stuff, but no real games. And so I asked him if he had anything, and he said that he had a bunch of stuff, and it was all in storage, or it was at his father's house. So every couple weeks I would see him outside working on his car or doing whatever, and I would stop on my way home and I would chat with him and see if he made any progress on getting some of that stuff together. So finally he said that he did, and I met up with him actually at his dad's house, and we went through kind of like a tool shed that his father had in the backyard, and it was mainly just used for storage, so there was a bunch of boxes in there, and we pulled a bunch of stuff out, and I ended up buying a lot of stuff. I think I spent somewhere like $300 to $400 on everything, but there was a lot of stuff included that we took to the Portland Retro Gaming Expo and sold. So most of it was cartridge-only stuff or stuff that I didn't need. Like there was like an Atari 2600 system and just some random stuff like that. But there were 3 items here that I did end up keeping for the collection, and these are very, very awesome. So first up is a copy of Newtopia for the TurboGrafx, and this is in the regular case here, but other than I don't know if this one came with an outer box or if they all do, I'm not sure. I'm not a big TurboGrafx guy, but got that one. And these were extremely cheap, and I mean, I think it worked out to being like under $20 each on these. This next one actually doesn't have the game, but it has the box, the plastic insert, and the manual. And this is a box and manual for Air Zonk, which is a pretty rare TurboGrafx game, pretty expensive. I don't know if I'll ever find the game to put in here, but the game is definitely the easiest part of the complete set to find. So at least I got the box and manual. And then the last one, and these are pretty beat up because they were just thrown into boxes with a bunch of other video game and electronic stuff, so they were kind of just like banging around in there for however many years, which is pretty unfortunate, but I'm glad that I was able to rescue them. So this last one is really, really beat up, but it is a complete copy of Soldier Blade, which is one of the most expensive games in my collection now. This one, I think, goes for like $500 to $700, depending on condition. This one, of course, is on the lower side for the condition. It's, pretty crushed and beat up. But still, to find a complete copy of that for like $15 or whatever it worked out to be was really, really awesome. And they actually have more stuff, more TurboGrafx stuff. I'm hoping the Air Zonk game is going to be in there, but I have yet to go back and check anything else out. So hopefully I will see him outside again at some point, and I can get back over there and look through the rest of it, because that was an amazing deal. And I believe there was another manual for a game, but there was no box or anything, and I don't remember what it was, but I remember looking it up, and it was also a pretty expensive game. So maybe that one's in there, I'm not sure, but I'm very excited to be able to go back and look through that again at some point. So that's going to be it for this pickup video. I really hope you guys enjoyed. Thank you so much for watching. And my next video, I know it's super late, but my next video are going to be my pickups and talking about my experience at the Portland Retro Gaming Expo 2017. It was my first time being a vendor. We sold We sold a lot of stuff for the store that I'm opening up with my friend Kevin. So that's going to be the next video. Look out for that. I hope you guys enjoyed this one. Thank you so much for watching. Make sure to hit the like button, leave a comment down below, and subscribe for more retro game content. And I will see you guys next time.